When players are completely and utterly dominating their competition at a young age, to the extent where we have seen 14-year-olds embarrassing 18-year-olds.
Breaks, backhands for DuPont! He scores! Landon, DuPont!
That player may just be granted exceptional status, a rule that allows him to play in the CHL at an age as young as 14. And I mean, to put this into perspective, this right here is Zdeno Chara when he played in the WHL. And this right here is Jet DeChamps, a player who was drafted by Regina in 2023. Meaning that there's a real possibility of my boy Jet here could match up against freaks of nature like Zdeno Chara. Do you get the point here? Just based on physical maturity. It is absurd that we have some 14, 15-year-old kids matching up against players as old as 21 shift after shift. Therefore, if these players are going to see any success in the CHL, they not only have to be special, no, you have to be a prodigy who is bound to play in the NHL. More importantly, to be a prodigy, you need a proper mentor and teacher to enable you to reach your potential. Because after looking into the numbers, I would discover something shocking. Today's video is sponsored by Masterclass. How you feeling about that? Masterclass members gain access to thousands of online lessons, which are taught by over 200 experts, ranging from Gordon Ramsay teaching about the intricacies of cooking, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bill Nye, Mark Cuban sharing behind-the-scenes knowledge of starting a small business, and of course they have the GOAT, Wayne Gretzky. Because so many people I knew growing up had all the skill in the world to reach the professional level. However, many of them lacked the mindset, the ability to set your next goal, how to benchmark yourself. That's something I was really big on when I played hockey, specifically when it came to conditioning. So this class was eye-opening. It can really benefit all the aspiring hockey players watching this video. Or maybe you have a kid who's an aspiring athlete. The fact that you can get personalized lessons from some of the greatest athletes in sports history, it's just invaluable. The gift of knowledge from the GOAT with plans starting at $10 a month, billed annually. And honestly, just go take a look at Masterclass. Using the link down below, of course. Just the amount of, the most successful people in the world that they were able to catalog in one place is just so fascinating. But just wait, it gets better. Masterclass approached me with a very special offer for you guys. If you click the link in the description or scan this QR code, you'll receive 15% off your Masterclass subscription. Thank you so much to Masterclass for sponsoring today's video. On this graphic, we have the average production from the greatest CHL players of the last 5 years. Players who went on to be high first round picks, if not top 3. So we're talking some of the best and brightest in the game, like Quinton Byfield.
With speed, Byfield, around one man in on goal, scores! What a goal!
Seth Jarvis.
Comes, Seth Jarvis scores!
And well, at the age of 16 going on 17, they would average a 51.8 points per game pace. But in their draft year, this number would skyrocket to 97 points. Not bad, and now we go on to the next level, which are the 6 previous first overall picks who were not exceptional status. As these players were the unanimous top prospects in the world, which includes Nathan McKinnon,
Powering through the speed burst, one stick handling! My goodness!
Alexis Lafreniere, who has been breaking out the past 2 years,
Lafreniere plays, takes it, goes to net, scores! What a...
Steven Stamkos, who is bound for the Hall of Fame. And well, they would go on from averaging a 95-point pace in the ages 16 going on 17 to 117.8 in their draft year, which is 20 more points than the other top CHL players in recent drafts, and 44 more points in their draft minus 1 year. As this right here is a massive jump and illustrates the difference between a top 10 pick and a first overall pick. Not only did they outperform the top prospects in their draft class by a mile, but their skill set would allow them to instantly dominate the CHL as rookies. This right here is a big number. Do you think that exceptional status players will surpass the production of first overall picks? Yeah, we have McDavid and Bedard, but we also have a guy like Joe Veleno, someone who is a solid bottom 6 player today, yes, but would disappoint in the queue. Or perhaps Shane Wright, someone who after starting off hot has been seen as a disappointment. And well, the exceptional status players would not only outperform the first overall picks by nearly 10 points at age 16, 17, but they would on average score at a nearly 134 point pace in their draft year. So 16 more points than the first overall picks. And if we were to remove Veleno, sorry buddy, their average would jump to 142 points, which It's just absurd. So not only did they have to face some music by playing against some of the top prospects in the world at age 15, going against guys upwards of 6 years older, they would live up to expectations by surpassing the other first overall picks by a mile. Now, here's the absurd part. There has only been 3 exceptional status defensemen in the CHL. Sean Day, Aaron Ekblad, and more recently, Landon DuPont. And here's Ekblad's rookie season production, here's Sean Day, and here is Landon DuPont. Yep. Dominance we haven't seen from a defenseman since the Bobby Orr days. For some perspective, this past draft, we would see one of the deepest defenseman pools in quite some time. Carter Yamachuk would score 30 goals in his draft year.
Center got moved to the inside. What a move to the net.
Zane Parekh would put up a mind-blowing 33 goals, 96 points.
2-on-1. Parekh down the wing with Michael Misa. Parekh shoots and scores!
Sam Dickinson would put up 70 points and is now on pace for 125 points this season from the blue line.
In across the line, rolls Dickinson, shooting! He scores!
So just to show you how absurd Landon DuPont has been this season, here's their production not from age 15, but from when they were 16 going on 17, so over a year older than DuPont. It's not even close. So not only have we seen some of the greatest forward prospects in NHL history to originate from the exceptional status rule, no, we are now seeing new age defensemen, following in line with the McCars, Quinn Hughes of the hockey world. This right here is Gavin McKenna, who just so happens to be a cousin of Connor Bedard, just bizarre. Also, I've seen many people go, Rob, they're not first cousins, and I don't know what to tell you, a second or third cousin, a fourth cousin is still a cousin. But what makes McKenna so special relative to nearly every other prospect we've seen is that this kid has a near flawless offensive game. Think about it like this. Austin Matthews is a 10 out of 10 shooter. However, his playmaking lags behind. Don't get me wrong, he's still a great playmaker, but his shot is what makes him so special.
Rick Wine goes to Matthews, fires at the goalpost, scores! That was in and out so fast.
But because the opposition know that shooters are gonna shoot, specifically when it comes to playoff hockey, where smart teams can set up suffocating defense against Matthews and hope and pray that Marner won't finish, therefore it's possible that they can shut him down. Connor McDavid, for the first stretch of his career, was not seen as a shooter. Yes, he had many disgusting, enclosed goals, where he would use his elite hands and speed to drive to the net and finish in tight.
Riley, McDavid, what a move! What a play! What a goal! Connor McDavid!
But he was not known for his long-distance shooting. However, heading into the 2023 NHL season, McDavid made it his goal to be seen as an elite dual threat, where he would just score 64 goals.
St. Louis, McDavid blazes over the line and scores!
As this season would also coincide with his record-breaking 153-point season. Why, you ask? When teams know that you're a generational playmaker and are now a 60-plus goal scorer, you are now unguardable. If they take away a passing lane, you can score from distance.
McDavid to the net, scores!
If they cheat towards McDavid, to take away a shot, he can find his teammate back door.
Still waiting, gets it, one-timer, score! What an unbelievable feed from McDavid and McLeod!
The same rationale can be applied to both McKinnon and Kucherov. Those players being a dual threat has elevated them to levels we didn't think were possible in the modern game. This right here is exactly what makes McKenna so special. On this play, McKenna goes on a partial breakaway, if not a 2-on-1. The defenseman commits to taking away the passing lane.
Could be a break, McKenna in, score!
But on the other hand, if you send 2 defenders to cheat towards McKenna in hopes of taking away his shot lane, the kid will deliver impossible cross-ice passes.
McKenna wheeling up the near ring. In front, they score! Basha with a redirect.
But what I love most about McKenna is that he possesses a rare trait that only the most special players have. That is, he has the ability to turn nothing plays into grade A scoring chances. And he doesn't just do this once or twice per game. No, as soon as he enters the offensive zone, he basically does it every shift. On this play, McKenna receives a chip pass on the left side of the offensive zone. However, the Oil Kings have the advantage, as they had 3 guys coming back, taking away all the passing lanes. That is, unless you're McKenna.
Center on the near wall, quick shot, he scores! Are you kidding me?
Because this season, McKenna is scoring at a rate just shy of 2 points per game, where he's now on pace for 132 points. McKenna is still 16, 2 years away from his draft year, meaning that Gavin McKenna is currently on pace to smash the scoring record of McDavid and Bedard. But Here's the crazy part. What if I were to tell you that Landon DuPont is arguably having just as impressive of a season? As I covered in the preseason, DuPont's minor league production would trump every NHL star by a mile. When he was 14 and other players like McCarr and Hughes were 15 and 16, Landon DuPont was on a different planet relative to these Norris winners.
It's the breaks, backhands for DuPont. He scores!
But with that being said, defensemen typically need more time when transitioning from league to league. It's a standard trend that we have seen since the inception of the NHL, so I didn't know if his game would instantly translate to the WHL. And well, it has.
Hooks it to the middle, dropped across to the far side, it bounces back to DuPont for a drag shot, scores!
But still comes to Copeland. Gets bumped by Landon DuPont.
But it's the physical transformation. Here's DuPont with a shot. He scores!
Landon DuPont, as I'm making this video, is on pace for 89 points, which, and get this, surpasses the production of Connor McDavid by a mile. The kid is a 15-year-old defenseman. I think the only time we've seen something similar was Bobby Orr. DuPont might even set a hockey record by becoming the youngest player in World Junior history to make Team Canada. Why, you ask? DuPont's game screams Cale Makar. Silky hands and skating ability.
Finds Landon DuPont. DuPont's in on a breakaway!
Unbelievable vision and hockey IQ.
On a shot, hits traffic in front, they score!
But what impresses me the most is his shot. Landon DuPont possesses an extremely dangerous shot from the point, because as we went over in a prior video, one of the main reasons why McCarr and Hughes are so dangerous is the simple fact that defensemen are bound to have more space to shoot and maneuver at the point. Think about an offensive zone draw. A player like Cole Caulfield is going to have a tough time getting open space off the draw, as he has to rely on the team cycling the puck to create open space. However, if your center can win the draw and snap it back to a defenseman like McCarr, they now have the ability to walk the line and get a shot off.
Here's McCarr looking for space.
And if defenders rush towards them at the point, they can find open space for a teammate.
Stepping around Vetrano, centers, they score!
Or perhaps break their ankles. This is also a big factor in why we've seen such a massive shift in the definition of a defender. Keep in mind, walking the line and getting the opposing defense to move around, which hopefully opens up lanes, sounds like a simple idea, but that defenseman needs to have gifted hockey IQ and puck skills to pull it off shift after shift. Because if not, their point shot can get easily blocked.
Are 1 for 9. There's a shot block and Pedersen's ahead of the play. A breakaway for the rookie.
And all of a sudden you have a breakaway going back the other way. Maybe you fumble the puck, which leads to an odd man rush.
He lost his footing. He just can't buy a goal.
This simple fact is what makes a player like Quinn Hughes so dominant. When you have the puck skills to create open space at the point, combined with the ability to shoot from distance, that player is basically at a shooting gallery. Obviously, we've seen many defensemen in the past who've had big shots from the point.
To McKenna. He shoots. Broke the glass.
But many, if not majority, of those defensemen were not seen as elite puck handlers, as they were more so big body guys who had a booming slap shot. But with the new age technology that allows players to take advantage of their sticks, we've now been seeing smaller defensemen like McCarr and Quinn Hughes launch cannons from the point.
Hughes with a shot, scores!
But unlike McCarr and Hughes, DuPont at the age of 15 is already about, 5-6 inches taller than McCarr and Hughes at the same age. Not only does he have the skill set reminiscent of McCarr and Quinn Hughes' best qualities, but he may just end up being 3-4 inches taller, which will really help his defensive game transition into the NHL. So to summarize, we have Gavin McKenna, who's in the process of surpassing McDavid and Bedard, a defenseman who's also on the verge of surpassing McDavid. And I'm by no means saying that McKenna is going to be McDavid, or DuPont is going to be McCarr. But what I am saying is that these kids have been putting up numbers so crazy that we as fans just have to sit back and appreciate what they've been doing. I would really appreciate it if you left a like on this video. A big shout out to Masterclass for sponsoring today's video. If you click the link in the description or scan this QR code, you'll receive 15% off your Masterclass subscription. And as always, thanks for watching.